Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace, and as you can see, I got another TF2 commentary here for you, playing as an engineer using, of course, the Rescue Ranger, one of the weapons that came with the Mecha update, or the Christmas update even. And I will be talking about it from a man versus machine perspective. Now, to give you guys a heads up, I do suffer from a nasty cold, so if I start to sound a bit funny, or funnier even, you know where it's coming from, but bear with me. Now, talking about funny things, yeah, this is a horrible segue, but my death, it was actually not funny, but a bit silly, but it came from a good place, guys. It came from a good place. I was trying to stop the first sentry buster because I thought it was going after me. It wasn't, the second one was, but we are using 3 to 4 engineers here, so the second sentry buster melted so fast, and because of the explosion of the first one, I couldn't see it. So I basically ran up to it, thinking I could trigger the explosion, but it was already exploding and I couldn't make my getaway. So yeah, it was my only death, but it was meant well. Now, before we digress too much, let's just talk about the Rescue Ranger from a man versus machine perspective. Now, let's acknowledge that the engineer's primary, no matter what primary you have, you will not use it for damage, right? You may use it for damage, but you're not going to upgrade it, because your main source of damage will most likely be the sentry gun. Clearly. So, what you want from your primary, assuming you're not going to upgrade it and assuming you're not going to mess around with it, is some kind of, well, utility. Otherwise, it just sits there meaning nothing, doing nothing, and it's just a waste of space, basically. However, the utility of the primary is something that is kind of trivial anyway, due to the fact that the only two things you really need are your sentry gun, well, your buildings basically, to put it nicely, and your wrench. That's the two things you're going to need the most. Anything else is usually situational or just a little bit extra, which is not necessary. So, let's talk about the heal that you get from the Rescue Ranger, right? You don't really heal your own buildings with it, at least not on this map or any other map I have found, because you're gonna stick with your sentry nest most of the time. You constantly have to refill ammo anyway, especially once you start upgrading firing speed, because it will run out of ammo relatively fast. So you're going to be sticking around anyway, and you can't, you know, restock your sentry gun with the Rescue Ranger. So you are forced to stick close to your sentry nest, which means the range heal for yourself is trivial. However, if you have other engineers on your team and you are in a somewhat line of sight with them, you can in fact heal their sentries in their buildings if they, for example, die, and you want to help them out by keeping their own buildings alive without having to leave your own nest, which is useful, but it does require another engineer on your team, as well as their being dead and their stuff being under attack, which is situational. The teleport itself doesn't mean a whole lot as well, because once again you're going to stick a lot to your sentry nest, which means you can pick up your buildings with your wrench, right? Now, this can be useful if you're caught out of position or you're relocating your stuff from a distance. However, I just find it to be severely situational as well, because as you can see right now, I'm just constantly just grabbing it and running with it, not having any kind of need to shoot it or teleport in the Rescue Ranger's case. So it's very situational, but as I stated, it's infinitely better than the stock shotgun, which is why this is my favorite primary to use, because the teleporting thing can really save your life. And having the option to really save your life compared to not really having to save your life, or not being able to save your life, is kind of a lifesaver. Anyway, let me know what you think about the weapon. You know what I think, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.